Damn,
Don't
we're
really
on day
stick to it.
5. You gotta get to day 14 at least for stuff to start.
There we go.
Yeah. What do people think
I'm
of
gonna
the...
be real,
Oh.
Sheep. This game stresses me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like this is a
Mm.
one game.
Straight to
hard.
gameplay.
Yeah, straight to game. It has the mortal thing of okay, you could with short-term memory. There is a time limit, and you also only get money if you let people through. So even if you
Yes.
you do the thing you're supposed to and make sure you do it all correctly and reject people who aren't, you're not gonna get any money. You have to make sure you get through. I get no, it
Oh.
makes sense in the whole thing, but yeah, it's very not a me game. Sorry,
That's fair enough. It is
Fair enough.
very
Yeah.
much like I was saying this before, and it's the game is designed to stress you out and make you like feel like work, which is great if like you feel like that, but not great if like you've come off a 10-hour shift and you don't really want to do more work.
I was the
Yes.
opposite of Rowan. I love this game. This is totally my
Yes,
game.
Matt. Yes.
I
Hi,
played
Bestie.
Papers, Please. I played Papers, Please quite a long time ago. Not can't actually remember. Can't actually remember if I got it on Steam first or if I had it somewhere else. But I played quite a bit of this game when I was younger, and I love it. I love the vibes. I love the sort of post-Soviet. Like I love the games that have such an aesthetic of like it perfectly encapsulates like the era it's trying to be in.
Yeah.
And just the fact that everything is sort of tactile. It's like you have your desk area, you have all of that. But the thing is, as the game goes on, you have access to all those tools. It just feels so good to
Yeah,
just
for
to
real,
click
for
and
real.
mess around with stuff, and yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty.
what are the
Yeah,
rules?
it's a lot of fun. But yes,
Nice.
that's my take at the moment.
Yeah, nice. Let's see. Does anyone have any gameplay thoughts, opinions, facts, feelings?
Yeah, I mean, I can already start because I was talking to Dylan about this. So, like, when I play this game, I get the scanner on, and I go through each bit of info one by one because a lot of them you can just physically see. Like, you can see the
Yeah.
weight. You don't need to scan the weight, but like the height, you don't necessarily know exactly. And then sometimes you like overlook like a spelling mistake and stuff like that. So I just scan it all meticulously, and it goes so fast. Like it doesn't take very long to go through all of them. And then if
Nice.
there's no discrepancy, you just stamp it yes.
Yeah, I was doing it more of like actually trying to use my brain, and like again, like Ryan said, I do admin work at work, so my brain was like doing the same thing I do at work and just like reading through every little bit of information and cross-referencing it to the book, to the rules, to the passport, to the work visa, to the this, that, the other. So like I wasn't probably using the inspect button enough. Because I was trying to use my brain and be like, does this line up and this line up?
Yeah, so you just don't need to read anything because you just click on everything.
Evan,
Like
do you
the
have some
passport
thoughts?
number. Yes, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, I kept doing a stupid thing with the gameplay of paying for upgrades to the booth and then not realizing what they actually did. So only afterwards, I felt, oh, push
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
space that would bring out this thing or whatever.
Oh, I didn't check the issues.
I paid for like I got to like the second booth upgrade, and then like every now and then it'd be like, oh yeah, I can press the button because I was so used to playing one-handed.
Tab for
and I was like,
stamps. Bang.
yeah, space
That
for
after I've
inspect
done
was
with the
really
game.
good.
Yeah.
So my
One-handed as in
to
just
see
the
some
mouse.
naked person.
Oh yeah, one-handed.
Yeah, keybind for
this is clearly the art style.
It's not a keybind. It's the booth upgrade, so you can just bring out the thing. Oh, look at his little penis.
Oh yes, that's
He's
why you have to get
alright.
to like day 14, Ryan, because you can buy it as an upgrade to use your keyboard.
Yes, yeah. So at the beginning, it's specifically difficult because you don't have
base. Because that's the point, right? It's to make
upgrades.
you feel like upset that you don't get like it's it's the vibe of this,
Yeah, it like gets sort of more high tech as you go. Like you get to the end and you can also confiscate passports, which is kind of part of the story as well. It's freak.
Evan, do you have any more to say? Sorry to cut you off a little bit.
It's alright.
Yeah, I mean, I just said in the chat like for a moment, then Discord just froze and like then sped up all the audio really fast to try and catch up. So
you cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I overall do like how like the gameplay works and whatnot, and like works with like creating the setting that it's trying to be. And I also just love the old man that came along with the bad passport. He was
Oh,
like,
he's fantastic.
Scots for his best country, no longer need passport.
Georgie, my beloved.
Exactly.
We love Georgie. Did anyone who got to the end? Did anyone play all the way through? Because at the end, Georgie he's like there for you throughout the whole game,
Yes.
and he helps you escape if you played the escape ending.
Yeah,
So-
he's what do you call it? Like
I got
story
arrested,
relevant.
so I
Yeah.
didn't get to that point.
He's a
I
bro indeed.
Did you get caught with
didn't
stuff
work
hanging
for
on your
the
walls?
terrorists. I didn't get to the point where I even got told off by that because I got arrested at like day 12.
He took the bribe money.
But I took the bribe money,
Basically.
but I took the bribe money, but at no point did I actually
Fired.
help the terrorists.
No.
You're
So I
not supposed
just
to
took the
take
money.
the money.
Oh fuck. Goddamn.
And so yeah, the money like I didn't help them, but I got screwed over by them anyway.
Any credit fine for the kids drawing. Oh,
That's why
tragic.
if you help the terrorists all the way until the end, without killing the guy in red, and
Yeah.
you obviously don't kill the agents at the end, that's the best ending because it
Yes.
becomes New Arstotzka, and they like save you, they move you to a safe home, and then they've like overthrown the government.
There's only, to jump quickly to story, there's only like 3 main endings. The other like 17, 15, 16, 17
Yeah.
endings are basically you got arrested or fired. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of
basically.
like, there's only like 3 endings that like count, quote unquote. The rest of them are kind of just like vibes.
Yeah. I can go to the end. I can try and play.
Yeah, I've
this one.
watched. I'm funny enough. I watched the very first playthrough when Jacksepticeye played it back in 2013. I want to say when it came out. So I've been a fan of this game for over a decade now. No, is it a decade? Yes.
Yeah, that would be over a decade.
Yeah. Sorry,
Must be, yeah.
brain fart. I couldn't remember if that meant 10 or 20. So.
Nice one.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot there's extra documents down.
Yeah, the last like 3 days, I've been on a rampage of watching every video essay and gameplay breakdown I could find. I've had some very interesting videos, so I know quite a lot about the game now. Because like at first, I just booted it up just to try and play through blind because it'd been a while since I played it. And I think a little bit like Ken had said before, I kind of was playing it. I was like, oh man, this just feels like more work. So I was like, I'm just gonna pause it for now and come back to it later. And so in the time before I played it again on Wednesday, I was just going around and looking through videos and like other people gameplay stuff. And the more I was watching it, the more I was like, yes, this is why I like the game. I remember now. Yes.
Yeah, for real. It's one of those where you get used to the gameplay and then the story starts evolving, and then the story is then what keeps you in rather than the gameplay.
Yeah, and your family, obviously looking after your family.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, I did know the trick to minor spoilers. You can, if you alternate heat and food, you can starve and freeze your family by saving money.
Hell
as
yeah.
long as you don't do it 2 days in a row. $5 is $5 indeed.
To be fair, right at the end, I was trying to do there's the escape ending where you escape with all your family members, and you have to confiscate all the passports for it. And I got to the end and I had $145 in it instead of 150 credits.
Yeah.
And I couldn't escape. So I've got to redo the ending, which is slightly annoying. Should I get this guy?
Looks like Jimmy. Hello.
Please enter.
Hello. Yeah, this game is really good. It's I mean, I can also relate to working basically an admin job, and then like you switch over this, just like, oh, now I get to play the admin game.
But fun. This is fun, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's so much fun. Honestly, the aesthetics of the game like carry it so hard. Like if I wasn't like cramped in my tiny little booth, like calling people in.
Literally.
Yeah, to jump off
like
of
it's
that.
great.
God, sorry,
And then it's great because like you get to deny people, you get to stick the big red stamp over them and get out of here, get out.
The roleplay is really what makes it fun. Like, because the run I was going to do was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go full Arstotzka. I'm gonna like not gonna take any bribes. I'm not gonna do any revolution. I'm all for Arstotzka.
Georgie!
Ella's getting some citation soup this evening.
Because I'm not paying attention. I didn't fucking read what he said to me. By the end, I'm not usually good at checking what they read, but what they say. Oh, $40 case.
Oh, look at that! I just love all the little choices that they introduce throughout the game. It's so engaging. Like they
Yeah,
take
yeah,
a
and
very
some of them
simple
like don't.
concept and they really go far with it. And you're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
checking documents. That's all the game is.
Yep. You come in,
literally.
you check some documents, you get out again.
And it's also one of those games where like it's been on my radar literally since it released, and I've only just been able to
Yes.
play it last month.
Yeah. Same. No, I've always admired it, but like from a distance, never actually got down to sit and play it because I didn't think I would enjoy it because it is quite tedious. But actually, after playing it for a couple hours, it's like, you know what? Yeah, once you get in the rhythm of it, it's like, yes, I get it now.
Yeah, because I,
So-
Yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine like we've all got our own little way of like analyzing the
Mhm.
data as well, and you've got such limited space, and you've got to try and optimize it.
You have like
Yes.
17
Oh.
documents.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. No, I do like the to come on with
Right,
gameplay,
where's
the
your
way it
passport?
ramps up the difficulty, quote unquote, by having it starts off super easy. It's like only us Toscans, and then it's like, okay, you can let other people in now as long as the information's correct, and then it's adding like tickets that you need, and then visa sort of things, and then work permits, and then what do you call it after that? But it kind of, you know what I mean, it ramps up
ID
just in
supplement.
the right way. I think that's kind of introduces you to the mechanics slowly and then introduces more and more. Like Evan says, like real life, it's kind of just how it works in real. Oh no, that's a car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
It feels
it gets so
good.
insidious as well because like you'll have like 50 different documents to check, and then like it gets to the point where you're looking for so many things that like
Yeah.
you start to not even notice it when like someone's name has like a single letter misspelled.
Yes.
Yeah,
it
the
could
amount
be
of times I
single
missed like
number.
that they look different on their ID.
Yes.
Because I'm like,
I know.
oh, the date and the weight must be the
Okay.
same.
Yeah. The
I
amount
don't
of
know if this got you
FMs.
guys, but the one that always got me was height. Like I very rarely ever noticed height discrepancies.
Yeah.
That's why, because I scan everything. Height I always check, but it's always the big shit like their fucking face.
Yeah, weight is a big one, but because it comes with a scanner, I forget weight slightly less because I'm like, oh yes, time to get a picture of people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, weight is one of those
Nice.
where you have to just look, and if you don't look,
Yeah.
then you forgot.
Does anyone have any more gameplay thoughts before we move?
I've got a gameplay for. What
Yeah,
does
yeah,
everyone think about the whole upgrading to a different class of flat? Because as far as I can tell, that's just bragging rights.
I
Yeah, you
think
just get
at
an
all it does is
achievement.
cost you more.
At
It's
certain
like a
point, it
self-inflicted
does
difficulty.
stop you having to pay heat when you get to like the top level. So there
Oh.
is a benefit if you get far enough, but it's like the final one. You have to pay for all the other upgrades first. So it's like a
Right.
in the long run, it works. But it is like, yeah, what's the word? Kind of.
I don't think it's based on Soviet era. I think it's based on, well, it's based on American checkpoints, but also it like takes inspiration obviously from like the Berlin Wall, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
East and West Grestin.
Yeah, the creator Lucas Pope made absolutely sure to keep it as neutral. Obviously, this game is neutral in a sense of as neutral as it can be, but he deliberately avoided the words like communist, not communist, comrade. That's the word. Sorry, he specifically didn't use words like that to make sure it doesn't come out as like biased in one direction or another. Like obviously it's not quite apolitical. The whole point of the story, to jump ahead to the story for a sec, is to give you a sort of message, but that message is something you decide. It's not what the game decides. It gives you both options. You can roll with the Tuscan current ways, or you can follow the revolutionists to make a new country. It's no decision, again to go to story, is the correct path.
But it sounds like the goal was less being apolitical and more, just making sure that like the setting of Arstotzka isn't like analogous to like any particular nation.
Yeah. There's obviously like connotations with the imagery and things, but
inspired by true events.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, definitely set.
Well, I mean, just look at Arstotzka itself right there. Like that's the German like bird, like
the
on the
eagle,
background of like a rising sun with like Soviet colorings. It's
bright
like...
red colors.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big mixture of a ton of stuff.
Absolutely. If no one has any other gameplay points, I want to briefly touch on music and then kind of transition to art style, because oh man, do I love the music.
That's why I'm on this ending.
The moment I boot up the game, I was like, oh yeah, I've forgotten how much of a banger this song was, and I had to look it up because I was like, to tangent a very small second, Obra Dinner's miking for the
Oh
campaign.
yeah.
Oh, I am in love with that soundtrack. So listening to this was like, oh my god, it's like very, very similar, but like, yeah. Oh man, I just sat on the title screen for about a minute or 2 minutes just to
Honestly.
listen because it's such a banger. But what's fascinating as well is that even Evan pointed out when I sent him the soundtrack to listen to, the game itself doesn't actually have music when you're stamping passports. It's just ambience.
No,
It's
yeah,
just
there's just
wind
noise.
and cars and the general shuffling. Yeah, it's very diegetic, which I think quite works for the game, just to keep you like focused. It makes you feel real, right? That's kind of, you wouldn't be listening to music. You would be in an office hearing the cars outside and the shuffling of people. And yeah,
Definitely.
the detained, yes. I think it also emphasizes the noises around the game. So when you press the siren, not siren, like announcement to say like the next in line,
The
or
goddamn citation
the
printer.
citation noise. Yep. Oh man,
And I
that makes
hated
me
that when you
sad.
had to get someone's fingerprint and it would then give you
Yeah.
it's the same noise and be like, ah, oh, it's just a
Jump
fingerprint.
scare.
Oh,
Yeah. If
scary.
you have any opinions or thoughts, please raise your hand and we can come and talk about it.
Yeah,
But
no,
I'm
I think the
sure
sound is awesome as
it's
well.
it's just feels so good to play. It's one of those games that just everything is satisfying. The clicks, the stamp noise is just satisfying. The
And it
rustling of the
weirdly like
papers.
fits to the art style. Not to already
Yes.
jump ahead, but like the
Yeah.
art style is
No,
so it reflects like the brutalism
I was
that
about to
it's
say brutal.
you know
Yeah.
kind of showing,
Just-
and then the sounds also add into it as
Yeah.
well.
Cut and dry. It's there. Nothing's hiding. It's absolutely just out in the open.
Yes, Jason, correct.
Yes.
But
But yeah, if anyone has any thoughts about art style and or music, yeah. If not, we can move on to the real meat of the game, which is obviously the story. So it looks like everyone's we can just come back to it. So yeah, story. Any games where you're quiet, so it hits you when something loud happens? Yes, or screaming.
When the fucking like
something like that.
motorbikes show up,
Yeah,
it always scares me when some like where the card like it's like whoa,
Yeah.
what's happening?
That is, I did forget though, because I knew the game had a very loud soundtrack. So when I booted up the game for the first one, I was like, oh, it's loud. I did get jump scared. I was like, ah! I had to turn it down.
Yeah.
But it
So
hit
funny.
right. Yes.
For real.
Detain, exactly. Yeah, so to move on then in that case to the story, the true where it is the story of this poor guy who's been
Labour lottery.
quote unquote the lottery, and now has to do this incredibly decisive job of deciding people's fates, really. Not to make it seem quite grandiose, but it's quite clever how yes, the short film sort of a bit.
True.
Yeah, no, it's really, on one of the videos I watched, I heard someone describe it as one of the best personality tests you'll ever play, because the decisions you make via the people you see is really telling of what you think and support. So, Evan?
Yeah, like that was like part of what I think really helped me stuck around with like how it like really shows like how you're affecting people, because one of the things that hit me the most was when it's the guy who just came through and his papers were all in order, but then they said, "My wife is next. Be nice to her, please."
Be kind.
But
yeah.
she doesn't have the right stuff, and like that's like probably the best example of a litmus test for how people play this game is. Well, she doesn't have the right stuff.
Yeah,
but she's going to die if you don't let her through.
Yeah, I think games slightly encourages you with the tokens. So like when you make a decision that's like that, the game will give you a token to kind of emphasize the point. But beyond that, the game really just says like, do what you want. It's up to you. You'll get citations and you'll lose money, but that's it. There's no end of the game if you don't make the, like, depending on who you let through. It's you know, it'll keep going no matter what you do.
Because I noticed how it did contrast with like when I put through in the last year for headliner Nova News, and like the small choices you do affect the country with tensions with other local countries. Like that one affects things at a larger scale because you're affecting the public image, whereas this one doesn't quite have as grandiose, far-reaching effects. Aside from, do you want to do the new like government overthrow ending, which is like that obviously does affect everyone else's lives, but
and
like,
if
it's more
anyone
like the
got to
small
this
things.
bit. I don't know if anyone played far enough to meet Sergiu, who's one of the like.
Yeah, cling film up there. And, like, yeah.
There's background noise
I mean,
because
I
there were
think,
people
you
playing.
know,
Hold
give
on,
me a bit of
let me
time
mute.
with,
You
I
like
was
you
wondering
let her
about this.
through because Sergiu asks you to like let
Yes,
his
then
wife
lock
through,
it.
and then
Yeah.
they run and then they hug. Oh, my
Oh.
beloveds!
It's
And
the
you have to
little
be really careful
moments.
because Sergiu can die very
Yeah.
easily.
Yes.
So
have to be pretty
I
good
managed to
with the,
save him. I had to redo the
Oh.
day to save him. I was like, I'm not letting my guy. Oh,
Yeah.
My boy.
my
No,
boy.
absolutely. It's little moments like that where you see the people that is truly what makes the game like kind of stand out
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah, like the same with that one girl who says, "Hey, behind me is this guy who is I'm 90% sure he's
Oh.
going to take my passport and sell me into
Yeah.
basically sexual slavery."
Oh
And
yeah.
his papers are in order. Legally speaking, he should be allowed into the country. But
But those ones you
eh,
can because he gives you, or she gives you a bit of paper, I think, or something, so you can scan that with something or other. You can have him detained so that you won't get a citation for it.
oh,
So all of those ones, there's the one
Oh.
where I'm trying to remember all the ones where there's like someone sort of evil. You can sort of like you can query even if their papers are in order. You can say, well, someone's told me that you run a
Yeah.
brothel, and then you can have him detained, and then you won't get your citation for not letting him through, basically.
ah.
And you get him arrested, which is obviously best case scenario. Because there's also the one at the end. There's the guy Simon Wenz, or whatever, he's like the murderer, and the guy whose daughter got killed by him comes through, and he's like, "Please let him through because I want to kill him myself." And obviously, it's up to you to then decide
Yes.
whether or not you want to let. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. So he comes through.
Yeah.
He takes. You have to take Simon Wenz's passport so that he knows where Simon Wenz is. So you give it to
Yeah.
the guy. He comes through, and then the papers the next day say
Oh,
like
yeah.
bloodbath in wherever.
Yeah. No,
It's a
it's the
banger.
little because the game is very claustrophobic because all you ever see is the booth.
Mm.
Like even the home the screen in between is just a tick list of do you want food,
Yeah.
do you want you don't you,
Like
you know that
the
you
most
have a
you ever
family.
really see of the family
but-
is that one photo you get,
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
and then
And
like
it's but
very
seeing
obscure
the
photo.
newspapers give you that glimpse into the outside world and that kind
Like,
of
even if like
Yeah.
walking to work is just you click a button and you're there.
yeah. Oh, very true. Cool. Does anyone have any
So,
other thoughts? Sorry, go ahead.
who did people generally side with? Did you think immediately like, oh, I want to help Ezek, or did you say no, I'm going to follow the rules? Not besides all the small stuff where you let one or the other person through. What was your general like? Who did you try to side with on your first playthrough?
I was trying to side with the government because I was stupid and accepted the money that just rather than burning it, I got arrested. I was like,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to side with you guys.
It's
but
so
you
fair
still-
though because when your family is starving and your son keeps getting sick, it's like you see that money. It's like that could change everything for me.
Yeah, of course.
You know, that
I
could
think I
save
took it on my
people.
first ever playthrough too.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Like, ah! And then
It was such a-
It was
$2,000
such a
comes
high
if you
amount
don't
of money.
get
I
those.
knew no good could come from it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very true.
And then it doubled the next day after I rejected it. I'm just all like, oh god, oh god.
Because if you keep it up, Ezek then starts just sending you small packages when you do what they
Yes.
want. Because I think they realize that the
Mhm.
2,000
too much,
credits
yeah.
isn't enough. Isn't going to do it.
Because it really shows like
Suspicious.
they're not like all knowing and they are like this revolutionary group. They aren't like entirely smart about what they're doing, as you can see with the ending where they ask you to shoot the guy in red or whatever, and
Yeah.
it doesn't work. Like they're not completely smart, basically, which
Did
is
anyone
fairly
try to
realistic
shoot
for
the man in red
revolutionaries.
and then kill an innocent?
Yeah.
Yep.
That can happen. And then you immediately get arrested, obviously.
Yeah.
I love that ending because they just slide a little note under the door that just said the plans changed. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Like they say that like you mean more to us than this regime does, but you still don't mean much to them. You're still
Yeah.
they still use you like the boot stamping regime uses you as well. They just have a different ideology.
Honestly, I was really worried that like if I didn't do what they said after a certain point, they would actually like try and kill me.
Huh.
Crazy.
I hadn't even
Does it-
thought about that.
It just seemed like because I constantly I was a little rule follower. I licked that boot. But I yeah.
It's interesting.
But like every
because-
time I
Go
rejected
on.
their advances, they were just kind of like, right, well, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm just kind of like, oh god, they're gonna come.
Try
Oh
again.
god,
Push it
no.
through.
Like I was like really like through my first like couple days, I was really expecting there to be like some sort of like, oh, you piss this off person, so they're gonna accost you on your way home from work or whatever. But like, no, the
Yeah.
entire events for
No.
you really are just in that booth,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, I felt after a while, once I realized that everything happens in game that you're involved with happens in the booth, I felt safer because immediately, oh, okay, so this terrorist group aren't gonna just try and kill me on the way home from work.
No, not really. I remember like my issue that I had was when because the way I play, I like just scan everything without sort of checking myself, and like the occasional thing I'll know to check. So then I wanted to side with Ezek, but I kept like forgetting to check for someone's name. But then
Yeah.
because I didn't read the passport, I wasn't like, oh, Khalid Ishtam or whatever he's called. Like, I
Yeah.
remember that guy because I didn't even look at his fucking name. So then I'd accidentally fail at helping Ezek because I just wasn't paying enough attention.
Remembering
so
names
hard.
for future days is actually really difficult if you don't write it down.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is really
Yes.
like what
It's
really
like real
annoyed me a
life.
bit was when the inspector comes through and says, "Hey, we have noticed this group with this symbol. Have you seen any of them?" And like I had those two pieces of paper, the one with all the letters on it and the one with
Yeah.
the hole, and I was trying to like shove it onto this. Like, yeah, they gave me this, and I'm not using it. Take it, hunt them down, kill them. Let me look through. But I just couldn't hand it over to him, and I was just like, even though it was like there on the desk in front of him in his line of sight, and I was just like,
Yeah. The
Really?
game is
Is
a
it
little
like-
bit.
Ah.
I think there is
Is
one
it-
point where they ask if you have any information,
Yeah.
and if you hand over the card, they're just all like, right, arrested on suspicion of
Yeah.
rebellion.
They think you're
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Bye
Like,
bye.
like even if you're working with them, if you admit to knowing anything, they immediately just
Yeah.
like, okay, well, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Which is fair enough, really. It's a...
Gulags.
There is also actually
Yeah.
though there's an ending where there's the dude in the red hat, like the inspector guy that comes to like check on you like
Yeah.
the 2 times. He's like, oh, there's a diplomat coming, you have to let her through. But she doesn't
Yes.
have authorization for a Stotska, so you can have her detained, and you'll immediately get like they won't even let
Really?
you finish the day.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah,
But then
like
he
the game
comes
like,
in the next
immediately fucks
morning
you.
Yeah.
and he
yeah.
arrests you the next day, and you can't finish the day. And he's like, yeah, I'm not happy. You know how many hoops I had to jump through to save to get her out.
Yeah.
It's like,
'Cause
well,
that's,
yeah.
Is that the one with the fake? What do you call it again? Can't remember the word for it now. Diplomat.
Stamp.
Because isn't there a spy? And the right one.
Yes.
The right one
Yeah,
has the
that's
fake
separate.
documents, but a different
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Is that a different? Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a bit later on. Like he
Ah,
comes
yeah,
in
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I don't know if they're
Oh, yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
like a sort of a couple, I guess." But he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this woman's coming and you have to let her in
Yeah.
because he's like your authority, and you can let her through. But I think you get a citation because her
Yeah.
documents aren't in order.
No, that
But you can
makes
have her
sense.
detained because she's not
Yeah.
allowed to come in
Mm.
actually. But then
Yeah.
they kill you,
It's
have you
interesting
arrested."
that it kind of shows us an idea of how people higher up use their power to pressure those underneath to
Really
make
corrupt, yeah.
deliberately get them
Mhm.
to make mistakes for their benefit. It's like
Yeah,
the guy
exactly.
who like, you know, he comes over and he's like, yeah, I get money for detaining people,
Mhm.
so let's work together, you know, we're both
Mhm.
in this together, we've both got horrible
Yeah.
jobs, let's try and make the
That's
best
like
of it.
use. Yeah.
Yeah, but he kind of scams you out of it, right? He doesn't actually give you the full money.
Like, my wife and whatnot is sick, and the medicine costs
Yeah, yeah.
so much. It's like
But
bullshit.
that's
I
just at
know
the
it costs
beginning,
5,
though,
but
because forever after you get
Oh yeah.
the credits, but you just get them in your paycheck at the end of the day,
Ah,
or every
nice.
2 days you get the
Yeah, yeah.
retained bonus every
Oh, that's good then.
2 people. So it's only that at the beginning where he doesn't have enough money.
Each day brings
Each-
something new.
Generally, yes. Each day like advances the story to some extent.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like it
There
will
are
be
filler
like
days.
polio comes in and then they have to show that they have the new polio certificate that they have to show. But then if that doesn't really happen, then there'll be an ESIC agent that comes in to let you know that someone's coming, or there's a
Yeah.
character that's like, "Oh, please let my wife through."
I think there are like
If it's not
scripted...
adding
Go
new,
on,
if
sorry.
it's not adding new rules, then it's messing around with
Plot.
the current rules.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
events that will always happen on Sundays. Like there'll always be a bomber on like day, I think it's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, yeah.
3 or 4. Like
Yeah,
they'll
there's, like,
always
some-
happen. It's random who is but there'll
They
always
look
be something
different
like that.
usually. Yeah.
But I don't know the fundamentals of how the game actually works like that, because I know at least the NPCs are randomly generated. It pulls from 3 different images
Yes,
to create a
because I had it
random
where
NPC.
I did admittedly rage quit a day because I got so many citations. I restarted
Yeah.
that day because I was just like so angry. And
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, I recognize this interaction," but now
Yeah.
it's just a man who looks completely different from the woman
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
had during this
Yes.
interaction
Yeah,
previously. So I
exactly.
very quickly
Yeah, yeah.
realized,
Yeah.
oh, if I have to restart again, be it because
Yeah.
I rage quit or
In
like
fact,
the
it's
people
big.
looked out,
So
don't recognize based on faces, based on the words they say.
yeah. So a
Yeah.
fun fact: it's always Georgie's birthday, in the game. So if you ever notice when you send him through, it's always his birthday on his passport. It's because the 2 images it pulls from to make his like appearance, his head and his torso, they add up to a certain number, and then the game just minuses that from the current date. So because the 2 images that he has combined make the number 42, so his age is 42. Because he's always 42 and not 42.2 or 42.6, it'll always be his birthday regardless of what
Aw.
passport he has. So, which is
So
on what
it's
day it is.
Yeah, well, I
so-
thought that was kind of because
yeah,
it's hinted that he's got always a fake Obristan passport.
yeah.
So the thought is that it's just always got the wrong birthday on because we don't
Yeah.
actually know his birthday, but
No,
it's always just
exactly.
today's date.
But it kind of plays into it. It's kind of a happy coincidence, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I haven't in these recent playthroughs, but when I played this before, I'm pretty sure they had YouTubers in the game. So I'm pretty sure Jacksepticeye, Markiplier,
Oh.
and maybe like Game Grumps or
Yeah.
something
Mhm.
had like characters where their names, it was like Mark Fishback or whatever, and they were characters in there. And I don't know if it was just like a sort of special because I
Mhm.
haven't seen any, or I don't know if they can just randomly generate in
Yeah,
as
I have
the
no idea
face of
about that.
YouTuber. So yeah, I
That
don't
would
know,
be
but
cool,
I
though.
remember specifically seeing the YouTubers in the game really randomly.
Nice.
Did we think Georgie when he started showing weight discrepancies?
Really
I let him in.
sad.
I was
I let him in.
disappointed in my boy. He finally got in the legal way, and then he
I
just started
know.
doing that. And I was like, Georgie, no, mate. Now they're gonna have to take you out back and beat you
Yeah.
up.
But the
I found
funniest
it
thing is that he
so
keeps
good.
coming back, regardless of what you do to Georgie. He will
Yeah.
come back,
He always gets out. Like
and he
He's
never
just-
hates you. However awfully you treat him, he's like, "Thank you for helping me. Here's $40."
My
I
friend.
I
made
like
Nick score.
I like when you detain him when he shouts through it. It's just all like, why I being detained? Oh yeah, drugs not so good for the kids. I understand.
Yeah. He's like understanding. Yeah. Oh,
drugs
Georgie.
bad for kids. Don't worry, I get it.
Did anyone let Georgie through immediately? I've never done that before.
I don't
With
think
the
he
shit
has.
ass.
Oh yeah,
I
the
think
shit
George
ass
did it.
passport. Oh,
Aw,
true friend. Because he was cool. He is cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's like
He's
it's.
got balls. You
Yeah.
take a
you
passport like
you
that.
don't need passport for us. That's
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
great.
says
kind of
pre-approved.
thing.
greatest
on
country
it.
in the world did not need a passport.
Yeah.
I love that his face becomes like a consistent because like everyone is so random, you never know. Apart from like
Yeah.
the Ezig agent and then Sergey and people like that. And then it's like like oh okay.
Oh,
Hope you're alright. What was I saying?
yeah. I hope
the
you get
passport.
squished.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that every time I saw him, because it is random, I'm pretty sure, like I was like, oh, it's you, hi! And then it's like, oh, it's like a little bit of comfort every time.
Although it pisses me off because there's one character that will have the same like head shape. And I'm like, oh, Georgie. Oh no,
Yeah,
never mind.
no,
It's just some
not Georgie.
freak, some
And
asshole.
Some guy
then he ends up
impersonating.
on the wanted criminals list.
Yeah. I let him through.
Oh.
I was pro Georgie all game. I was like, you can.
Yeah.
It's Georgie. Go through, mate.
When I was determined to have as few citations as possible, and then like the like your boss rewards you with a plaque for having like a low amount of
Yeah.
citations, and I was like, oh, now I have like an actual incentive to keep my
Yeah.
citations.
There's one time when you cannot avoid it, which is
No,
Georgie's fault.
That is Georgie.
It's where he gives you his passport and it's you take his passport because he just gives it to you, and you always get it. Even if you approve him or deny him, you'll get a citation for unlawfully taking his passport, even though he's given it to you.
Do you
So
not are you not forced to get a citation to let that guy's wife through? Because if you don't do it, then like he comes along and like arrests you the next day, doesn't he?
I don't know actually.
I
Not sure
guess
about that.
so. That's true.
I know about the Georgie one being forced.
But you wouldn't.
I don't know
You
any
wouldn't
others.
get a citation if you didn't let her through.
Yeah,
But it would end the game. I
Yeah,
guess.
but
So
you'd
you
get a
wouldn't
game
get a
over.
citation
Yeah.
if you denied her or detained her. I guess is the point. Whereas the Georgie one, regardless of what action you do, you will get a citation for taking his passport.
Oh, okay.
That's basically the difference.
Damn, I had something I was going to say and I completely forgotten.
Beep, beep, beep,
God
bing.
damn.
Beep, beep,
Um,
beep, bing.
Trash thoughts,
beep,
guy,
beep,
indeed.
bing, bing.
Yes,
And
that
then-
was what I was going to say. It was a comment about Georgie like being let through. It shows the power of like not quite nepotism, but like connections, right? If you know the right
Yeah.
people and if they're kind, you can get into other countries, even if you've got
Yeah.
contraband on you.
Yeah. He's chill. He's whatever. We don't care.
Yeah,
Gorgie.
Gorgie. Indeed. Does anyone have any other opinions or thoughts they'd like to share?
Yeah. Were there any like criticisms besides like it being a bit stressful,
Yes,
obviously,
true,
throughout the
yeah.
game? Was there anything that like
We haven't brought
didn't
up.
work for people? You know, like story wise or art wise or.
I think it is a little bit
honestly,
slow
I think the
burn.
game could have done without the height discrepancies.
Yeah.
True. I suppose it's a bit realistic, but yeah.
I don't, maybe that's just my own little skill issue, but like that was the single discrepancy that kept coming up, just because like I don't know, it's hard to just eyeball someone on their height in that game.
Yeah.
That's why you use the scanner.
I didn't realize you could just
Yeah.
Is
I'm
it
the
just like a
opposite.
general scan, or like you scan for the discrepancy each time?
You could just scan everything, right? Well,
Can
I
you
can open up.
demonstrate? Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah. Oh, let me just play this one.
Can
So like the way I just did it, because
Can
this
the
is like,
wall
in my
hold?
opinion, the fastest way to do it, because you don't have to read a bunch. Because
Yeah.
like sometimes the passport numbers won't match, and they're like difficult to read. Is it okay? Alton district,
keys.
confiscate. All this stuff, Pokemon, maybe an entry. Okay, I just gotta
You
make
can
sure.
shoot people.
Yes.
There he
yeah.
is. I think that's Gorgie in there.
That is Gorgie,
That is.
yeah.
Alright, let's invite someone in. Hello. Do they have the polio vaccine already?
You shelled out for the crayons, did you?
I did, of course I did. I had
Fucking
so much money at the
goodness.
beginning.
expensive
Yeah.
crayons.
So like you
Oh,
can just do
good.
height
Birthday.
and then like this, and then I would go through and
Oh,
it's just
that is too slow. That is too slow.
The thing that I found funny that I had as well actually was like the first day that it said, "Oh, here's some criminals we need to keep an eye out for." The first person that came through was one of them.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
usually if there's a major change, the first person who comes through will always be like a tutorial on the change.
Yes.
So if they announce, like if they're like, oh well, there now you have to check for criminals, the first person will be a criminal, just so that you can see what it's like and what you have to do. So then
Why'd you detain that guy?
because he's not he doesn't like that I took his passport. He's getting knocked out.
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't
Get
have
out
the book of places open. Like I always had that open just
Yeah.
to double check the spellings and stuff.
I
got-
did initially, but I've got
Yeah.
the map tabs now, so it's quite easy to just check.
Ah.
Go to the tab that you need, choose it. Then you don't have to always go
Yeah.
back to the fucking main page.
Yes.
So I just kind of kept it out the way, because otherwise
That's
there's
cool.
always so much shit
Oh,
everywhere.
is
yeah,
that one of the upgrades?
first...
It is, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't shell out for any of the upgrades.
Nah, fair enough.
Damn, my game is really slow. It's like, I wonder
Yeah.
why.
Why is it taking so long?
But
I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know. I didn't want to press space bar.
yeah,
I
I
wanted
get
to
it.
use my mouse only.
You can use. There is again later on. You get instead of spacebar, the double click. You just double click something to check.
Oh, that is
pretty good.
nice.
So
Yeah, controversial thoughts. Paying to upgrade your game to actually use more buttons. Because at
Yeah,
first
who
I was
would've
really
thought, you
confused.
know?
I was like, I swear you can use the keyboard to like tab the things in, and then I realized
Yeah.
like a couple like days later, I was like, oh yeah, you have to buy them.
yeah, optimal Ella gameplay. That's so true.
Yeah,
I just love
indeed.
getting this guy out. It's so quick.
Just
I think
love
it's
the
fine to
noise.
have
It's
keyboard
so
shortcuts as
smooth.
upgrades. I mean, for the kind
Yeah.
of game that it is, it's
Yeah,
kind of
I
like it's
agree.
kind of like complaining that like I don't know, like you have to like get an upgrade to double jump or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
for
makes
real.
sense because also it just fits in with the story because it makes sense that you'd have to pay to get better equipment or like a better booth, you know. I like that they call it like booth upgrades because they can't really say like, yeah, it upgrades your controls, like, oh, now press
Yeah,
space. It's like, I like that it is kind of mysterious as well on the thing. It just says booth upgrade.
Guy here.
Hey,
What's he
there
doing?
it is. Ezek.
Oh yeah, Man in Red survived. Okay, bye.
Ah.
I suppose the only
Yes.
other real
Sorry,
criticism
go on.
is just that everything is it's just sometimes it's difficult to keep track of certain story beats.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Especially if
guess
they
that
require
guy
you
with the
to
watch, if
specifically
you
interact
remember
with
him.
certain people.
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
Because
Because there's the
when you're
guy
going
who
for when
comes
you're
in
going
with
for
the
a work day
watch.
and you want to do things as quickly as possible, it's like, oh my god, I don't have time to remember these people.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
fake.
It was
City name.
to go on a slight tangent. I like the way that the Ezek group with the man in red here. He is an innocent guy, right? But they tell you to kill him. And it shows that even the rebel groups can get information wrong, and they might not be as outwardly like altruistic as you may think.
Yeah, for sure.
So I like that it kind of points out that no side is truly good and no side is truly bad.
The
Just a
idea of
matter
like
of perspective.
misinformed or
Yeah,
not
exactly.
fully knowing everything.
Yeah, as someone who studied politics, I like the nuance of the decisions in the game and the way each political side is portrayed. Yeah, subjective, exactly.
Yeah, they also just add so much depth because, like,
Yes.
regardless of who you like, good guys, bad guys in quotes, you side with, like, it's just the small decisions where it's like, oh, please be kind to my wife, or there's the
Yeah.
guy who like asks you to let him
Oh,
through because
fuck
he's
you, she
gonna
didn't
get
do her
his right
paperwork.
past his paperwork, and then he gives you his watch as like a I'll come back for
Yes.
the watch, but then there's a scratch on the watch and he freaks out and you can detain him for it. But then actually, if you just kind of give him his money back, he's like, it's fine, you can have the money.
Yeah.
Height
As like a real
discrepancy.
person. That's how a real person would like.
Oh,
Exactly.
that watch guy. As soon as he got Larry, I was just like, right, detained. And he's like, hey, give me my watch back. No. And then he gets like butted with a gun. And I'm just still
Look,
like,
this
later, dude.
proof that the Elizabeth strategy works because I just caught her on the height discrepancy.
Nice.
I was honestly doing that same. I was just like clicking everything together, just like
Yeah.
make
It's
sure.
just it makes things more difficult in a way that like you then overlook like the name. So if
Yeah.
you're
Hey,
if you're looking out for
Georgie.
someone, he's
My
like,
boy.
ignore the time in the bulletin. Everything is
Scratching
definitely okay.
mustache.
Not in the bulletin or anything.
Oh, that's a
Georgie,
different
you can
name,
go in.
Georgie.
I'm not even checking your stuff. You go in. Mwah.
I don't even know if
Like,
it's about
Thank you, my guy.
being good or evil. It's being trying to be good. It's just trying to make the best decisions you can, in the sense of
Yeah.
even if your decisions aren't quote unquote good, you can be doing like you can detain a load of people because you want your family to have more money, right? Just to keep them alive. It's kind of a selfish decision, and it's not really good because you're getting people
also the fact that like
detained.
there are the endings where you get arrested if your family die.
Yeah.
So on top of that,
Oh,
like
he's female.
outside of whether or not you care for your family, there are actual consequences if you don't care for your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
You
just
can also like
interesting.
just skip town. You can leave with your passport and leave them
Yeah.
behind.
Oh, leave your family.
I only clocked
Damn.
on the very last day that you were supposed. Oh.
Oh. I guess.
Discrepancy cleared, I guess.
Whoa!
You go, girl.
I love
Yeah,
the ones where
honestly.
you ask them about their picture looking different and they just go, the years have been cruel. And then it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I get it.
I get it.
Like holy shit.
It was only on
yeah.
the very last day that I realized I was supposed to nick a bunch of skull passports to escape with my family.
Yeah, I know. It's so annoying.
But
And then I
luckily,
was doing that
about
and I just
90%
had
of the people that came through that day were skull people. I guess the
Yeah.
game knew.
I think yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I think
it's
they
like,
give you
okay,
extra
we're gonna-
Obristan passports just for that. Just if I'm not wrong.
Nice. Yeah.
ID
God.
supplement. Oh,
Indeed, the best ending.
best ending.
Oh, minus
I like
spoilers.
the
All my
bluntness of
family
it. It's just
gone.
your
Yeah.
entire family is gone.
All they ate.
What is this game? Nothing but blunt. It's
No
like
more
right
greedy
there.
mouse to feed.
I know writers
Yeah.
who are subtext and they are cowards.
Oh, I wanted the stepmom to die so bad. I was just all like, fuck you, you're not even technically a part of this family.
Did anyone
Oh, yeah.
adopt the niece?
I didn't have the money.
I know she
Ah.
gives you money if you adopt her.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
She ruined my
she
run
gets-
because I couldn't escape to Obristan because I didn't have
Oh.
enough money for her at the end.
Should have
Oh.
left her.
Pissed me off. Stupid
Yeah.
niece.
I
Now,
did.
she gives you, I think
I
you get
wanted to
200
adopt her. I
credits.
just didn't have the money at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah, it's fair.
I was just like, well, she's
Oh.
got niece has gone missing, and I'm just like, well,
It's like, well,
fuck me, I guess.
womp womp.
Whatever. Yeah, womp womp for real.
All
Yeah.
because these fuckers couldn't last more than 2 days without food.
Yeah, indeed. Again, I had
Well,
another point.
if they could last long without food, they wouldn't need it. You know, like they I'd give.
Well, they
I
can go
only
a
give
day
food
without
to
food and a
families
day
that
without
deserve
eat.
it. A day without eat.
Day without eat. See, I got my whole family. It's okay.
Oh, look how you got all the. Oh, look at all those tokens you got.
Yeah, I got through
Yeah.
to the end.
I
I
do find
missed
like
the
that's
Republia
a.
token, which is the fucking watch guy.
Yeah.
Said didn't
I
give
find
him his
like
money
that's
back.
interest. Like I because like this is like a repressive regime and whatnot. It doesn't say that like they're happy or anything. It just says that they're okay, like they're surviving. They're not.
The thing
living
is,
Yeah.
to kind of tangent off that point, I remembered a point from earlier, is that like Arstotzka isn't necessarily a bad regime because,
No.
or at least it's not as bad as the others, because you see people wanting to flee to Arstotzka. Like people
Yes.
are like, I want to
They have
immigrate
like good
there.
medicine and stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
We have
And
seen that in the
refugees.
history of
Yeah.
we have seen that in the history of our own history of like people fleeing to countries that we would describe as bad, but because they're fleeing from a country that is
Better
worse. Like
than-
we saw with that man's wife who didn't have the papers to come through, but she was saying, "I will be killed if I go back."
Yeah. It's fast. It's like what Rowan said earlier. It's a keyhole into the wider world that you can't see, but you get a glimpse of through what people say and tell you. Is that like, yeah, I want to leave because I'm gonna be sold, or I want to leave so I can live a better life. You know, my son has been trapped. I haven't seen him for 7 years. I want to see him finally, and she doesn't have the right documents.
Denied.
So you're like, fuck me. What do I
let
do?
the football guy through. He gives you the banner. He's like, "Yeah, we won the football," and he's got like a. I think he just hasn't got a document with him or something.
Yeah.
It's like, you go through. You're a nice guy.
That's why this game is so fun.
Eventually comes back for that football banner.
Yeah.
He does. He
It's
gets
like,
mad
"Hey,
that
you
it's
still
like
got it?
ripped.
Can I have it?"
Yeah. My coach needs it back. Hey, there's a rip in this. Fuck you.
Something I do like about this game is that it kind of takes you back to like a simpler time of information, because like everything we learn about like Arstotzka and the wider world is like all we have to go off of is like the front page news and just like what went just like hearsay
That's
from other
it.
people. You can't just
And it's
Well,
such good
you
storytelling.
can't just
Just
open
that
up your
news
phone and
headline.
scroll through Facebook to find stuff out.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, Ella, you go first, and then Evan.
I just say that the storytelling of just the news is so good, because it also obviously depends. Like if you let through the killer, it will say like, "Oh, Simon Wen spotted in Arstotzka," or whatever. Or like this one, like, "Oh, there's the epidemic," and I think the previous day it mentions polio, but then nothing happens. So then it's like, "Oh, now we've got to stop letting in people from United Federation." But then the next day there's like
Something
a news
else.
article that people are rioting that they can't get into the country, so they have to make changes.
Evan, what were you going to say? Sorry.
I'll just say, like, you know, if like the only information you get and that forms a lot of how people are acting being based on the newspapers, again, to compare to headline and over news.
Yeah. Exactly. No, it's great. It's very good storytelling because it's just not in your face. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
And it always relies on decisions you make.
State-controlled media and whatnot.
It's for those who are interested in it.
Yeah, because it also it's like those games where they say like, "Oh yeah, your decision counts," and it like kind of doesn't. It's like, "Oh, your decision counts depending on what breakfast food you eat," you know. But it's like, this is like, yeah, you can get arrested or you can free a country from supposedly a dictatorship or whatever it is, or you can support the regime just from your small options, that your limited tiny little booth and your little stamps. That's all you have.
And also, weirdly, like, your decision like doesn't matter, because like,
Yeah,
okay, like you
also
feel good about
true.
letting someone through, and it's like, oh, I really helped them, but you don't see any positive from that, or any like, it doesn't make any change to you,
and you don't even know if they live or not.
Yeah,
Like,
you have like no confirmation of like the life that they were coming to find, whether or not they actually found it in this country.
Yeah, and there are like different endings, but so like, I guess in a way the decisions if you help Ezek or not matter, but it's like that's like an overall, you're supporting one or the other. You're not like, this decision will have a massive effect. Like, you have to consciously put effort into doing all the different tasks in order to make the change with them. And I think that's really important, because like, it is really interesting how really your decisions don't really matter. But they have a massive effect on you anyway.
It all matters on a personal level, which just makes it feel that much more
exactly, yeah.
What's it called? I've lost my
Personal,
words. Never mind.
I guess.
Emotional.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
Yeah. Cool. Was there anything else? Does anyone have anything specific that we haven't really talked about at all? Favorite characters
really liked
besides
Georgie.
Gorgie?
He was the best.
The music. No.
Yeah.
The composer is my
No,
favorite
alright.
character.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
so. Yeah, if anyone who hasn't come up and spoken would like to come and speak, feel free.
Yeah.
Now's the time if you want to say anything, even if it's positives, negatives, before final
You can
thoughts.
criticize it. I promise you won't be detained and questioned by the Ministry of Information. Now, would you
Yeah.
please face
Yeah.
the wall?
Yeah, face the scanner.
Yeah.
Would you just stay still for a moment? There's some people coming in here. I promise they won't take you away and detain you.
Say my piece at the start. That's fair enough. You'll get your time as well once we go over final thoughts.
I was
That's so
surprised
true.
detainees didn't get murdered.
Yeah.
Like
I
when I
mean,
detained
Georgie
Georgie, and
got
then
out,
and then he
so-
came
I
back a few
mean,
days later. I was kind of like,
yeah.
oh, like you don't
They
actually
kind
get killed.
Don't really tell you what happens, right? They just kind of. It's up to you to assume.
In all fairness,
right?
like you would see that in those sort of people in those positions of like
Mm.
getting
Oh,
people
music
detained
is
by
so
the
good.
state, they wouldn't necessarily know what happens to them. Majority
Because
of
like
the time.
you get detained at some point, right? Or just like thrown in prison.
Hi,
at one of the
Saku.
endings. Turkey.
I like that
No.
the shutter switch is like a purely aesthetic thing.
Yes.
Pretty much. I think it just makes it more dramatic when like a terrorist shows up and everything shuts
Yes.
down.
It's like someone, I think Rowan it was,
Just
said
adds a
earlier,
bit of
like
sound.
when, no, it was George, when it was quiet, like with just the ambience, yeah, when things happen, like people start screaming or there's, the cars and the motorbike, the bombs, it's just like, oh
Lisa.
shit, that's quite a big thing. Oh,
Oh,
there she is. I
I
love
could
when
love
you
it.
give that back and he's like, oh, it felt so wrong to be so far apart from it.
Yeah. I think you can also
Ugh.
give it to her right away. And then he's like, oh my god, thank you. And then, I mean,
Yeah.
they obviously see each other
Yeah.
anyway when she
Oh,
arrives. But
so sweet.
But
And
then,
that's it,
like,
it's-
immediately
yeah.
Soga gets killed, and if you don't
No!
shoot the right terrorist,
Yeah.
you can save him. But if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
that's like 3 dudes in motorbikes show up, and if you don't
Yeah.
shoot the right one, then he is
He
dead. It's very
dies.
difficult to get it right.
Yep.
And then, but if you save him, he says that he
Mhm.
gets sent to a different post, and then he sends you a letter. I think that
Yeah.
he's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
awaiting a son. We have
Do
a child
people
on the way.
prefer the trank gun or the gun?
Trank gun,
Brought that far. Trank gun.
personally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Cool.
Gun.
I think I only
Gun.
went for the gun if I somehow used up all my tranquilizers and didn't have anything left.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's only one guy that you have to shoot anyway, so it wasn't too difficult.
Yeah,
the
no,
mouse, at
you don't
least.
often need them really, but it's quite
the
a
game didn't
funny
really-
scramble to like when you hear stuff going, you're like, right, which key is it? Where is it going? So.
Like I don't
No
think the
worries,
game really
Harry.
put like an emphasis on
Oh,
limit
of course,
limiting
yeah.
your ammo much.
Rest up.
No, the ammo stuff kind of seemed a bit underbaked. It kind of seemed to be there
Yeah.
purely just for, it's just like, hey, how many early game overs do you want to get?
Yeah.
Because I think it's something like 7 or 8 of the game overs of the endings are like
Yes.
purely based on who you shoot with which gun
Yeah.
type.
Because you can
Yeah,
shoot
but,
like
like,
the
shooting
crowd
wrong.
randomly. If you so choose.
Yeah, there's 2 endings. I think if you tranquilize or kill
Just
a human,
random,
a random
How many
guy,
people in
then
the
if
queue
you
can you
kill or
kill?
if you tranquilize the red guy, so that's like 4
Yeah.
endings. And then at the end, when the agents show up, you can kill them before they blow up the wall, or you can kill them after they blow up the wall, and that also has separate endings
Mhm.
because as it can then consider you like one of them, they're like, well, you let them blow up the wall, but you kill them, so we're not going to
Yes.
help you any further, but thank you for helping. And then the other one, you
Yeah.
kill them before, so you've like gone behind their back, and then they slip a thing under the door in the cell, and they're like, goodbye, Inspector, which is just crazy.
Indeed.
Like those like the 2 of like arguably the worst endings because you stick your neck out and then still get put in jail
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, you help Ezek to the end, and then you fuck up, and then no one wins, and you die.
Like you like I think one of them says like you don't know what happened to your family.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
That's arguably worse than just like all your family are dead.
Literally.
What do you guys make of like the whole Ezek rebellion? Because like I never went down the Ezek path, but like at least based on their actions throughout the story, I don't know. I kind of view escaping as just like the best option because like
Mhm.
I don't really like
Yeah,
what they do. I don't really like what they do, but at the same time, Ostoska just seemed to be getting more and more authoritarian and dangerous as time went on. So I'm kind of like,
Mm.
I should probably just leave and try my chances elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think like the ending, I played it earlier where you get the proper Ezek ending, the true Ezek ending. I
Yeah.
think that's like ideal because they're like it's like New Arstotzka and the regime has
Yeah.
fallen, and they've so like yeah, it's you don't know if it's going to be any better. They might be worse.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
the way like the music plays, it's like a really positive
The
ending.
hope.
So
Yeah.
you'd like to
Yeah,
think that
hopeful on
things
like
are
a
different and
new
better
type
now.
of
Yeah,
like
but
it's
I
the
guess
idea
you
of like
don't
things were
truly
bad,
know.
but now they can be different.
Yeah, but hopefully
Yeah,
they're
'cause,
not
like,
as bad.
Jumping off of that is like, do you think there is a true ending, or is the point that there is no true ending and it could be any of them?
Given the
Yeah,
way,
really.
given the music that plays, I feel like there's 3 true endings. And
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think because most of them are just like you. It's like there's the ones where you get to the end and you have your audit, and either you're pro Arstotzka or you're pro Ezek, or you're sort of in the middle, or you like
Yeah.
you escape. I guess you get out, and that's probably it. Main endings wise.
yeah, and those 3 endings all seem to have somewhat upbeat music, so I
Yeah.
take it those are our 3 good endings.
It's the ones where you don't go to prison or you don't die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice. Right, do you have any other final thoughts, George, if you want to say something, or Rowan? If not, we'll move to scoring, I think, unless you've got more points to go to. No, nothing? Cool.
Cool. Scores it is.
Yeah. I've got it up if you
Okay.
want me to stream.
Nice one.
Camera up.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
There we go. Where is other score sheet? Is it working? Yeah. Okay. Where should we start? Left or right? I mean, we've done Harry and Mal.
Harry and
They're
Mal have scored,
5
yeah.
and 4. And then Matt said a 10. So if he comes back, he can always elaborate. Since we're here, Jimmy, do you want to give us your score and final thoughts?
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I thought it was a brilliant game. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, this is one criticism I do have. I don't think it's got all that much replay value. Like, I know it's got 20 endings, but I'm gonna be honest, I went out my way to get like 15 of them. It was actually quite tedious and not all that fun.
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah. You sort of have to have
The
two
only
main
reason I would
playthroughs
ever
where
do a
you're
replay is just to get the tokens, and that would be it.
yeah, they're easier
It
to
does
get
feel
as
like
well.
that's the main like come back to play more of.
100%.
Mhm.
Which is a shame because it does have like endless modes and stuff.
Mhm.
So it very much feels like it was designed to be fun enough to want to replay as much as you
Yes.
want.
I feel
But,
like people like Matt would enjoy that.
Oh,
for some
Yeah.
reason.
100%.
Sorry, go on.
But yeah,
Rowan.
I think every 4 I've managed to get out. It's got a great aesthetic, great music. Like it does a really good job of staying just engaging enough to like keep you along for each day.
Yeah.
And so for that, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Very
Very
thank
nice.
you. Awesome. So,
2 or whatever it's called again.
Asasuka, glory,
Yeah.
glory.
So before I give my score, Ken has asked to have his score be titled as TBD.
Yes. Nice.
Just wanted to get that out there. Anyways,
Yeah.
unfortunately, mine's not going to be very high. I want to give this a 4 from me, just because. Unfortunately, I felt this game was very much the 9 to 5 simulator, which it's probably fun, but also this game gave me a lot of information to work with and handle at once. And was there actually a time limit for every day? Because I was under the impression that there was. So I was always rushing to like try and get as many done as I could to make money. And I was like, man, I'm just working. This isn't a game. I'm not having fun. I'm doing a job. What the fuck? Get that shit out of here.
That's fair.
But yeah, was
No.
there actually a time limit, or
I
am I
think-
just being silly?
From what I played, I think there's certain days that have certain specific events, like bombers. You can only play up until the bomber goes through. Because I noticed on one day the timer buzzer went off, but I could still let someone new in because I hadn't had the bomber yet. So I think there is like a set time limit for each day, but certain events will delay it. But don't take my word because I'm not 100%.
That's fair. Oh well, off I go.
Nice, thank you.
Yo.
School formulas are working, so average score is cool. Hi, Jason. What do you
Yo.
think?
I'm gonna give this game a 7. I enjoyed it. It is a game that, like, when I was getting into it, I was really getting into it. I was like, the more you play, the more you start evolving and challenging yourself to really find as fast as you can, getting through all of it as quick as you can, and it's that kind of thrill of the game that makes you kind of like go, okay, no, I know this, I can go this and get through all this information. But I also suck at this game. This game is really hard, especially for someone who's very dyslexic, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Which that is my biggest criticism. Like for me specifically, I know it's a personal thing, and I know the pacing of the game and the theme of the game. It makes sense why it's doing it, but I feel like it needs a little bit more. Granted, I know how many days it has. It's 31 days, which I don't know if that's. I think that might be too much for me, but I do feel like the difficulty ramps up quite like it gradually but quickly. You get from a lot more information, and when you get to the 7th day, you're already like looking through like 4 documents,
Yeah.
and that's again, you just get so overwhelmed by a lot of information, and I think that really puts me back playing the game.
9 to 5 simulator be like. So,
But I think generally the challenge of the game is asking you to like get better and like understand the information. It's quite a thrill, and I got really into it. I just hate that I suck at it.
Fair enough. No worries. Thank you very much for your scores. Evan, what do you think?
I genuinely like. I had my stuff that got me really angry at it. But that's like the same way. Like it's like the same sort of anger that I felt whenever I've been told off for something at work. Of like, no, fuck you. I don't care if it was wrong. I'm gonna be pissed at you anyway. But like it's like something about like the loop of it. Like just kind of like with like other difficult games. I'm like. It made me want to keep coming back to it anyway, regardless of how pissed off I was, which kind of created like a self-hatred cycle. And it's because it's just such a good setting, such a good music, and such a good like system of it all, and like the story and the world and what it gets you so invested, despite showing, like we mentioned, like so little of it. And that's just like why I really enjoyed it. So I'd honestly give it a 9.
Nice.
I feel like there's like a
Banger.
few things here and
Yeah.
there, like I feel could be smoothed out with it, but I know that part of that is intentional. But yeah, like I think it is just a really good game.
Thank you very
Glory
much.
to Lesnotska.
All right. Not to bring back the hate rock.
I can't keep. I
Serious.
can't. It just keeps happening every time.
Here he is.
It happens every time.
Let's have it, Ryan.
All right. So it's just like. So it is a case of, I want to like it. You really want to like a game, and then it's just like, I think as I said on the chat before, I understand how you felt about Tactical Breach Wizards, where the gameplay just rubbed up so much up against you, Rhiannon, that you just couldn't get any further than like that is similar for me, because it's just like, it's a case of one, also I'm in like same camp with George of like, this is admin work the game, and that is not. I like a bit more separation, I guess. I'm not German enough for this kind of game. I'm sorry, it's just how it.
God dang it.
I'm sorry.
German simulator.
I know. And then there's that part, and then also kind of like similar to Jason, like the information overwhelmness just kind of ramped up very quickly for me personally, and like that's why I only managed to get at most to day 5 before like getting too many citations. And like
Yeah.
I think as you said, since the story kind of after you got the first bit, the story started to ramp up. I didn't get to that story part, so I wasn't able to latch onto that really afterwards. So I was still stuck on the like.
That's me with Tactical Breach Wizards.
Yeah, exactly. There's only like, if you can't get past that first step to get to the good part, like have like it may be good after you've done like playthrough,
It's like
but
the first couple episodes are bad, but the rest is good.
Yeah, like but if it's that bad, it's a very that kind of thing for me. And I'm putting it. Let me think. I'm putting the same. What did I give Halo Reach? That was a 3. Was I'm giving this a 3 as well. Of like that, like a similar kind of idea of like I tried to get through it, but at least with this one, it's slightly like if we were allowing 0.5, this would have been slightly higher, because that Halo Reach was out of boredom. This was more out of stress, and that's kind of an equal
Yeah, 'cause, like
equal it balances out, I guess. So yeah.
nice. Thank you for giving it a try, Rowan. That's all we
Yeah.
ask from me.
I wonder if easy mode would make it slightly easier, at least to
Oh,
get to
good
the
point,
story bit.
actually. Yeah,
But obviously,
but
don't
yeah,
feel pressured.
no worries.
It's over now.
Matt, I popped in your score.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving it. Well, to like say you wanted to 10. Please
Yeah.
explain.
I adore this game. I love. For me, a lot of it comes down to just the vibes and the aesthetic. I love games that make the most mundane things fun. I mean, yeah, You explain to someone checking passports. It doesn't sound that fun, but this game just makes the mundane such an enjoyable experience. The checking paperwork just becomes fun. Like all the bits you could do. I mean, the moment I've forgotten what day it was, but the moment you unlock the gun, you unlock the gun. It's like because I can't remember if I did this a long time ago. I think I tried it out. Just start shooting it to the crowd. Just start shooting to see what happens. Just because I want to see what happens. But the fact that sort of as it goes on, it begins to escalate. But yeah, again, the aesthetics from putting posters on was it flags and stuff, sports banners on the back of the booth to yeah, it's just the aesthetic. I think a lot of it is the aesthetics and the vibe of the world. The really sort of 80s like Eastern Bloc feel that I don't know how to describe. The only term I can use is aesthetic, but
Yeah.
it's such a vibe that I absolutely adore that sort of visual language, and this game nails that completely. So a lot of my score comes down to that. The gameplay is fun. I enjoyed going through it. I enjoyed being very lenient, just letting people through. I enjoyed being an absolute arsehole, just blocking everyone. It's like for the slightest infraction.
Stickler for the rules.
Yeah, that's it. Trying both runs, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
I absolutely adore this game, and I want to get back in. I want to get back into
Aw,
it, play it more because I don't think I've unlocked all the
nice.
endings.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, there are
wanna
quite a
get-
few.
that's it. Yeah, but yeah, that's my score.
Nice, thank you very much. Sorry you missed most of it, but it was awesome to hear from you at the end.
No, it's alright.
I suppose I'll give my thoughts before we hear yours since it's your game, Anna.
Fine.
I have been a fan of this game, like I mentioned before, since I watched the very first playthrough in like 2013, 14, I can't remember now. And it's kind of been on the back of my mind ever since. Like, and every now and then it'll pop up and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Because I remember watching the first playthrough and then Jacksepticeye did another playthrough where he replayed it and I watched that one and that was really good. And now finally being able to play it after so long is just really good. It is, you have to be in a specific mindset for it because it is, if you don't really like tedious and if you do, you will got to enjoy the gameplay, otherwise you're not going to enjoy it. Let me try and get my train of thought together. I just had a good time. I think the aesthetics and the vibe, and I cannot gush about the music any more than I already have, is just phenomenal. I just enjoyed clicking the buttons and feeling almost like a little bit of a detective. It reminded me a little bit of like what was it? Case of the Golden Idol, where you're comparing details and trying to piece together pieces of information and using my brain to make sure I don't miss anything. I just had a really good time. I'm gonna give it an 8. It's really up there for me in games that I look.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, my score for this one. I know it's my own game, but I have to give this game a 10 out of 10. Like Matt.
Nice.
Like the extra point is because it's also like nostalgic. I like played it when I was a teenager, when I was sort of first getting into games even. And it like held up as much as I imagined it to be. It was just as good as it was when I played it when I was younger. So I got that extra kind of nostalgia point in there to make it a 10. But I think the story is just so whole. Every ending is like correct, if that makes sense. Like you don't get to an ending and you're like, of course, obviously, unless you like get shot or whatever. But the main endings, you get to the end, you're like, yeah, I've done the right thing. I've gotten to a point where like I'm alive. I've saved my family, and actually the people who I've let through or denied don't really matter in that bit. But then also the individual conflicts in like the day to day that you encounter, where it's like, please be kind to my wife, or, please save me because this man behind me is trying to get me into a brothel or whatever. And you just, it's like, damn, like I want to follow the rules. Like, I work, my job is somewhat similar, helping customers in a way, but you want to help them and you sort of, you care about them a lot. So even if the gameplay itself is perhaps a bit repetitive, which I do also like you said, it's also like being a bit of a detective. You're sort of checking, you're making sure to not forget anything. I think it's it's such a whole game, and I think there's nothing that I can critique enough to deduct a point. So 10 out of 10 for
Amazing.
me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And I'm German, so it adds.
Yeah, of course. Is this correct here? Oh, yeah, not
Interesting.
bad. I
Yeah, very
think
split this one, I think.
higher up a bit. Yes. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, no, very good. Thank you for coming. I think
GG, guys.
good time to head back. I think there's not too
Yes.
many of us now, so
Thank you for playing my
catch
game.
you guys in a bit.
Cheers.
Bye.